Good morning, Hope Kids, and welcome to Sunday School Online. I am Miss Grace and I am the Sunday School teacher here at Hope Church. I am so glad that you could join me this morning for our new lesson on God's people in Egypt. Over the past several weeks, we have been learning how God delivered the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, and He wanted to make them His special people. He made a covenant with them at Mount Sinai and gave them rules known as the Ten Commandments to show how to love God and others. Moses was still on the mountain when the Israelites sinned by worshipping an idol. God disciplined His people for worshipping the golden calf, and He would have been right to destroy the Israelites. But He showed them mercy because He loves His people. He wanted to be with them, even though they disobeyed. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about how God made a way for the Israelites to meet with Him. In Exodus chapter 35 to 40, God told the Israelites how to build a tabernacle where He would dwell with them. So many people were involved. They gave their time and their skills and their possessions. In fact, they gave so much that Moses had to tell them to stop. They had given more than enough materials for the project. They worked together to follow all of God's instructions. The whole purpose of this project was to help them worship God. When we worship God, we are celebrating His greatness. The tabernacle was God's plan to meet with His people. How awesome it was that God was allowing His people to be a part of putting it all together. You know, they had to be proud of the tabernacle when it was completed. It was truly a place where they could celebrate the greatness of God, and once it was all set up, God's glory came and rested on the tabernacle for all the people to see. God's glory came in the form of cloud by day and fire by night. That would have been an amazing sight. The Israelites could see physical proof of God's presence with them every day. Through the tabernacle, God showed His people that He loved them and He wanted to be with them. But the tabernacle didn't last forever. God had a better plan in mind to dwell with His people. As part of His plan to save sinners, God sent Jesus to tabernacle or to dwell with His people here on earth. God came down in the flesh through His Son Jesus. Because of Jesus, we no longer have to meet with God in a tabernacle. This is good news. Today, most Christians gather together in a church to study the Bible and to worship together. But not all churches look the same. Some have 10 people, some have 100 people. But together, we are all part of the global church. The body. We don't have a tabernacle today, but we have our church building where we can gather to worship because God the Holy Spirit dwells in us. Just as God desired to be with His people in the Old and New Testament, He still desires to be with us today. He wants to have a personal relationship with us through Jesus so that His Holy Spirit can dwell in us because He loves us. Well, that is all for our lesson outline this week. Please go to our Hope Reformed Baptist Church app. In the media section, you will find the children's ministry resources for this week. Please go to the parent guide where there will be lots of great questions to facilitate really important discussion about this week's lesson, and there will also be some activities for the kids to do for you to print out and to go through and complete together. I am so looking forward to seeing all of your happy faces again very soon, and until our lesson next week, God bless. How to build a tabernacle.